downsized.
I know.
Sydney.
I don't see anybody waiting in the waiting room.
I'm
do you?
so sorry. I had just, oh, no, I had just, been right out.
Little Mac entered
Little-
the
I
waiting
Haven't
room.
stopped all day today,
So I'm not sure who's Little Mac.
You too. Karen McFadden.
Is it Karen? I'm not sure if it's Karen, but this was doing this the other night on the select board meeting. And I was just, I don't know how to fix it either. Karen, I can see you. Can you hear me? You're muted. You're muted.
But I think.
Onto your ears.
Good.
It was a good game.
Unmute yourself.
Except for one of the records.
I'm done unmuting.
I figured sign language. Oh, I'm glad you made it. I think Sue Bradshaw is supposed to hop on too. And I know I don't think that I sent the minutes out, which I would have sent after the last meeting because Betty did get them to me. But I'm a neglectful leader and
Maybe just a busy.
we have them here. So first on the agenda is the review of the February 27, 23 minutes. Oh, this is gonna be wonky.
Yeah.
I can see it's jiggling.
That's okay.
Okay.
As long as I
Yeah.
can hear, I'm good.
Yeah, I did it at the select board meeting the other evening too, because I hop on Zoom for that. Not sure why. I actually think it's a connection because they move things.
I'm good. Don't worry about it.
We can always see a little bit of you anyway.
Oh, that's because I have this, I'm actually multitasking. Not supposed to see what else I'm doing.
All right. So we do have the signboard, and I know that I mentioned that. So we'll get that up to the North Belgrade Community Center. Honestly, I have not been up there. So I
Well, with
haven't
the
got,
piles of snow, I haven't been by it recently, but until the snow's gone, there's no point
yeah,
getting.
yeah. And did you see it, Tasha?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can go up tomorrow if you need me to drop it off. Doesn't matter, or I don't know where you're gonna store it.
I know. And that's another thing, is that they're supposed to be taking out one of the 3 bathrooms and using one as a storage space. So I'm hoping we can put it in there, and I'm hoping it's not too heavy for someone to move out roadside.
Will it be locked in there, do you think, or not?
I do not know yet.
If it is, we'll need a key
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
Can't we
I
just
don't-
put it in the basement?
We could put it in the basement, but that means somebody going down stairs and carrying it upstairs. And the stairs are a little wonky. You been on the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of stuff down there for crafts.
Yeah. I will say, Hazel Labby's class went well. And they've actually, she's signed up to start offering it as a program, a regular program at the Center for All Seasons.
So that.
For the
that's
balance
the balance.
class.
Yeah. We actually, some of the walkers have been going to that and have really enjoyed it. So we've
Yeah.
been using some of her exercises.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Any changes to the minutes? Any additions, deletions? Is everybody all set with it?
Mhm.
Do I motion to approve the minutes?
Yeah, second.
Everybody in favor? Yay. Okay, good. The second thing that I want to say, and I didn't have this the other day, is that Christine Peakfield decided to take a break and not continue, but she would like to come back maybe at another time if there's an opening. So that left an opening, and Superino has actually put in an application to be on the committee. So that will go before the Board of Select Persons on their April 4th meeting. So either you need to be present via Zoom or here in person
Oh,
for that appointment.
and what time is that?
Meeting starts at 6:30.
Okay.
I do not know when it's gonna come up on there though. So
And it's here?
it's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to be on a Zoom meeting or something to re-up?
No.
Okay.
Did you send me an application?
No, I
Okay.
wasn't told I was supposed to.
I thought I sent you one, but
Oh.
I'll send you one electronically.
Okay.
And, okay, and
Yep.
Doris Mathias is going to be, she's re-upping too, so hers is a reappointment. You don't have to be here for reappointment. So,
Yeah,
okay,
just send me one. I didn't get anything from you.
okay, all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Karen.
If I'm not here and if I can't Zoom,
They won't appoint you.
okay. No, I just, I have somebody who's having surgery that day. so-
Yeah, no, and that's fine. So what they'll do is they'll bump it to, so they meet the first and the third Tuesday of the month.
Okay,
So they'll just table it until that
Okay,
next Tuesday. And all right. So I did want to say Hillary Tatum, who usually comes. She's not a member, but she's been coming to every
She
single
represents
meeting.
Union Church.
They got into a terrible accident, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. They're not, I guess she's okay. They had their dog with him and the dog did not make it.
Oh, no.
And I know, it is sad. And her husband broke his sternum, so.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, yeah, pretty sad. So I'm gonna get a card and if you have a chance, we'll all sign it and send it off to them.
Where did this
Yeah, where
happen?
did this one
I
happen?
guess it just happened.
27 by Peninsula Drive.
By what Peninsula Drive?
Yeah,
Oh,
in
just-
Rome.
Oh,
Yeah, right outside of Belgrade Lakes Village.
too bad.
What, did they get another car?
I don't know the details. Kathy Gerard actually just she sent me the message, so she said,
Is- Is Hillary the one that
with the
did
short
movie?
dark
movie
she's-
day?
No,
hair. No,
that was
no,
Kim Hagan.
no, that's
Oh,
Kim.
okay, sorry.
Hillary represented Union Church.
Got it.
Right.
I know who she is then.
Yeah,
Sure,
and she was,
is attorney, her husband or somebody is,
yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
okay,
and she was from Rome and she was very faithful in coming,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I know who she is then. Face.
So,
Thank you.
Second Freeport, remember?
yeah, she
Car-
got second Freeport, her
Yeah.
car broke down
Her car
at the
broke
last
down.
meeting, so, yeah. All right, so moving right along, Mary DeRozier, a follow-up. We talked about efficiency main and we're gonna bring some information.
I did.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can always print stuff off here at the office, so you don't have to, if you just send it to me electronically.
picked and chose what I was going to bring. so. Because they have so much information on their website
Right.
that, I just think to start with, that some of the things they do is air sealing, energy assessments. They have rebates for clothes washers, for circulator pumps, for electric vehicles, geothermal systems, which I doubt many of us are putting in. But heat pump water heaters, 100% of installed cost,
Wow.
heat pumps. Insulation. Bombi boilers, I don't know what combi boilers, I don't know what those are, but. Water heaters, pellet boilers, room air purifiers, and a bunch of other stuff that isn't mentioned here. Those are the big things. What people do, they have to contact Efficiency Maine and get details on what they might want done. But somebody will come to your home and do an assessment. When they do the assessment, they come in with a heat gun and they go everywhere looking for leaks or anything that they think needs to be fixed. Then they give you a whole list of options. Would you like this? Would you like this? What would you like? And then you decide if you want to have any of it done. Well, on the second page, it talks about the payment charts. So if they do $1,000 worth of work on somebody's home, the payment might be for 5 years, $19 a month, or if it's a 10-year loan, and it will go out as far as 10 years. So some people who are low income might have to do that. It's $11 a month. So that you can see the different payments, and this is just examples of some of them. But they don't really look at low income the same as we might. They don't have the same guidelines. So you can borrow as much as 7,500 or up to 15,000.
Wow.
And to get these things done. It talks in here about eligibility. Lower, if you're low income or moderate income, they help you through that process, figuring that out. It's not based on assets, it's based on the taxable value of your home. They have to be a Maine resident, and they have to have lived here a year to make that happen. And they have to have a credit score of 580, which is relatively low.
Yeah, that's very, very
low. Yeah.
reasonable.
No recent bankruptcies, foreclosures, or repossessions. They do a lot of upgrades in the home. Something they did, because we had them come to our house, and something they did our house I never thought of. They insulated our vent pipes from the sink in the bathrooms going up through the attic.
Oh,
They went up in there and put these big sleeves around them.
wow.
So there were things like that that we hadn't thought of. But if somebody can go on the internet with people who don't understand all this and help them through it, they have you first fill out a form that says, how far out would you go to get somebody? Do you want somebody within 15 miles, 25 miles, 50 miles? And then they send you a list of the vendors or the people who do the work that you can choose from and pick who you want to come look at your house and come do the evaluation. Those folks, at least the ones we dealt with, were incredibly kind people. And I think they'd be very good with anybody else. They're listed in order of the work they do, so you can figure out, we got the top of they had a list of 50 they sent me. We went down 2 levels to 3. So we got the third one on the list, which was almost the best, but not quite the best. But because they did all purpose, and I wanted somebody who was coming to the house to do everything. I didn't want to deal with a whole bunch of people. So I found them very good to work with, and I was amazed that a lot of the moderate income people don't realize it. They think these are the programs where somebody comes and fixes your windows and does that kind of stuff. But it's a pretty good program for almost everybody. And the time frame says, while funds are available, the government's giving out more and more money all the time for this program. So it's not going to go away really fast. And then I put on page here some tools and resources where people can go and figure out things themselves. I think there's also a list of questions for your vendors. So when you get all your information together, it comes up with the different questions that you should ask them, how to be prepared, how to protect yourself, all kinds of things. It's a very good program.
Oh.
And it certainly would be good for people, some people here, we have so many people in their own homes.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So,
And the thing is that we have paperwork here in the office, but to get somebody to pick it up and look at it and understand it, especially if you're older, they just don't. And so how do we get, these ideas and things to our seniors to let them know that these programs are available for everybody, regardless of income or, and regardless, obviously, of your ability to pay. So,
I think that's a really good question, and that's something that this group could probably think about and come up with some ideas about how to get it out. You can do it through your churches, you can do it through the library.
mhm,
You can, a lot of times people will say to somebody, man, it's costing a lot to heat this year.
right,
And that's the conversation starter to get those things started.
yeah,
Yeah,
Maybe it's one of the things that Esther could put in the summertime newspaper and also in the Lake Region Reader.
yeah.
Also, are we still sending out the, we haven't gotten a newsletter, senior newsletter in a while.
No.
Are they still doing it?
Kim hasn't been, Kim did those solely. And she has not, been doing them, so I think that, her boss left, which was Dr. Shaw.
Oh.
And so, yeah, that's Kim's job there, so, I'm not sure, but I think she's probably quite busy.
Because if we start those again, it would be
Senior newsletter,
a
yeah.
good way.
And so this is efficiency main. Yeah, we get the flyers in here all the time on efficiency main and, I put them out, but it's hard to sit and talk to people about programs when I'm doing other work too.
And plus a lot of,
And
lots of people don't come into the town hall for any reason.
yeah, today I bet we didn't have
Even
7
me.
people in. I bet we had about 7 people in all day. It's, since COVID, things have changed a lot here, I've noticed. A lot more people are doing things online and they're not coming in. And it's the time of year, March is a long month, so
Summer will come, they'll come.
it will pick back up, but, a lot of those people that will be coming in then don't need these kind of programs, but it's, the seniors, the elderly that, don't often come in. And, sometimes they send a neighbor or a grandchild to do their work. So,
there are probably other people in town, I don't know how many at all, but that have already done it. And just having a forum where they could hear from people who have gone through the process, that
Mhm.
might really get them to at least look into it.
Yeah,
I went through it and I got a heat pump, and I got $600 back. And plus then my federal taxes gave me some more money back for my heat pump. So it was well worth it and it was easy to do. All I did
Wow.
was called Heat Pump of Maine. They came out, they did all the paperwork. They submitted it to the program and I got my check back. So it was it was really nice.
It's difficult to get heat pumps now. I mean, are they in short supply?
No,
I
they're,
don't think so.
I got my two from Days World and they're, people are now, purchasing them, and instead of using fuel, like my sister just had 2 put in at her house. So people are really getting into
And
the
that's
heat
why
pump.
I'm wondering, are we going to have a shortage?
Yeah.
I doubt it because there's so many different kinds of heat pumps that.
I asked that when we were planning to get ours, and they said absolutely not. What they do have is a shortage of people who can put them in.
That's right, yeah, that's what I've heard, that it's
Yeah,
really
that's
hard
the
to
hardest
find an
part.
installer, and when they break
And
down.
there's
it's
a
hard.
backlog. I mean, when I had mine put in 2 years ago, I can't remember when I had them come out and they look around your house.
Yeah,
and
see
blah,
where
blah,
it would
blah.
go.
And then, I had to wait like maybe 3 months for them to come, and I got them in October. And you have to be there, so I had to take a day off from work to be there for them to install it, but.
The big problem that I heard they were having, or they had, was the plastic for the covers, the outside,
Oh,
comes from China,
mm,
and China wasn't shipping.
yeah, I had somebody build me one, a cover for my outside.
No, but I mean, just the cover
Oh,
of
the
the
cover
machine
at the
itself,
top of the
yeah.
machine, oh, yeah, yeah,
That was the problem with the manufacturer.
yeah.
We had one in one end of our house we put in 2015, so 8 years ago.
Mhm.
And that's worked really well. And we had a furnace backup heat.
Yeah.
But this year we decided the price of oil that we would put a second heat pump at the other end of the house. And we have 2 zones that go into 2 different rooms. And we did that. And we only used our furnace once
Yeah.
this winter.
Wow.
Just once. It heated everything.
Right, and I have to, and I have 2 that are run on separate, zones as well. And, I was very nervous when it got to 18 below at my house. And the house that I bought has electric heat, so I said, well, I'm gonna, turn the electric heat on. But I was absolutely shocked, my heat pump stayed on. And the one downstairs, because I got all the cold air coming up from the lake, that one struggled. And I think it shut down for maybe 15 minutes, and then it came back on. My one upstairs, no problem whatsoever.
Huh.
But, they're-
Did your electric bill go up very much?
Yep. But, my son explained it to me. He goes, Mom, he said, you're not buying fuel. You're only using your heat pump, so, you have to weigh both, if you were using fuel.
Right, I just
and-
wondered how much, because I'm not there in the winter, but I still got one because I figure I'm not gonna stay here. It's too freaking hot, but,
Mine went
I
up
just-
quite a
go ahead. How much may I ask about? Like
Oh.
$50 more a month?
Double?
Oh, God, more than 50.
Double.
Yeah, 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 it probably went up like 100.
And that's a lot cheaper than oil though, or fuel. And
Yep,
it's- you know what I mean?
exactly. And that's what my son had said to me. He goes,
Yeah,
Mom.
that's like nothing. Yeah. Thank you.
And people don't realize, at least when I purchased my heat pump, you have to have a backup. They will
Right.
not install a heat pump unless you have a backup of electric heat, fuel, or whatever, so, so that's that, but I love mine, and I use mine for air conditioning, for dehumidifying, everything.
Yeah, it takes almost no power in the summer when it's air conditioned.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Your electricity goes way down, but the
Yeah.
house, the humidity's gone from my house. I have asthma, so that was important to me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's gonna be.
That's good to
really
know. Thank you.
Strong
You're
point
welcome.
for getting it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't have to put air conditioners in the windows, what I was doing,
Right.
and now I don't, I just turn on.
And they're heavy and they're bulky and.
Yeah, yeah, and I have my neighbor come because mine isn't attached to the house, it's set on a rack. And so my neighbor, God love him, comes down and shovels, because you cannot let the snow reach the bottom of your heat pump. So you have to keep those clear. You don't have to keep the front, you don't have to keep the top, but it cannot come up above the bottom. So God love him, he would come and shovel me out, and that was his community service hours.
Oh, nice.
we have one on the rack and one on the house, so
Yeah.
we've got both.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Mary. I think, our biggest challenge there is getting the information out to the seniors and getting seniors that are gonna come hear the information. We can send it out to the churches. And I will do that. I'll upload it and send it out to Kathy Gerard. And I'll upload it and send it out to the seven, is it seven?
Alliances.
Seven Lakes
Seven
Advent,
Lakes, yeah.
Advent, is that what they are? I'm not sure what they are.
Lakeside Fellowship or something.
Oh, maybe it's Lakeside Fellowship.
Oh, is that the
Christian
one?
Fellowship,
I
the
don't-
new one that was in North
Right.
Bell,
Yeah,
and now they've moved down here
Yeah.
to the Belgrade. So I have email address.
Yeah.
Screw.
but you know, it might be good sometime to do an article in Lake Region and have Esther do that. And because it does take so long, because everything is getting so popular, at least to schedule them to come to your house.
Mhm.
And then for them to schedule an installation date, it could give people, you know,
Okay. I'll see what I can do about getting that information out.
And Efficiency Maine is not in the business of doing the work for you. You don't have to
No.
use somebody
Yeah.
that they give you.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, you have
You can use
Yeah.
your
Yeah, you
own.
choose your own. I got my heat pumps through Dave's World, and we had all our other work done by, Breathable Homes out of, Sydney and Augusta,
Mhm.
and they were awesome.
What was the first word?
Dave's World.
Dave's World,
No, the reasonable.
breathable homes,
Breathable homes. okay.
breathable.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of Dave's World. Where is
Oh,
that?
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They
They're
have four, they
everywhere.
have four locations.
Just Google
Are they
it.
doing just heat
They're
pumps?
local.
I'll put in a good word for Heat Pumps of Maine.
No, not
Yeah.
Belgrade.
Yeah.
Karen said she would put in a good word for heat pumps of Maine, was it?
Yes, I had Dave's come out with an estimate, and then I had Heat Pumps of Maine come out, and somebody else came out, and I picked Heat Pumps.
Okay, all right.
There's a lot to
Right.
actually choose from. And what I did is because I wanted two heat pumps run on two different controls. And you just have to see which one's gonna give you the better deal.
Right.
And it was a learning curve for me. Every 2 years, Dave World comes out and cleans them. And they also inspect them to make sure everything is running properly.
Right, so does Heat Pumps. of-
Yeah, huh,
Do they, you have to pay them for doing that?
Yes.
Yearly?
If I had, and I did not realize, but, you could have signed I'm gonna say a warranty thing,
Mhm.
and it would have paid for them to come out and clean it every 2 years, but, I think it cost me a $150, for them to clean 2 heat pumps and to thoroughly check them and everything, but,
I
You know-
did a 10-year warranty, partly because it covers everything, parts and everything for 10 years, so. I felt it was worth it, I'm not gonna mess with that,
yeah, and see, and the guy never told me, so,
you know,
yeah.
and I don't know that they all do it,
Mm.
so, but Heat Pumps of Maine is one of the ones that's on the list,
Yeah,
that's a
Yeah.
good one, so. And you also have the ability to call them and ask to speak to someone else who's had it done. Look for references and you check out their work.
mhm.
Yeah. We have to be our own advocates most of the time.
Right.
Right,
you know, especially as seniors.
And it's really strange because I thought, I didn't realize, stupid me, but you know, they go up into your ceiling and through, and I said, oh my gosh, and I thought, you know,
Hope there's nothing up there.
well, I just didn't know because the guy who built my house, he was kind of wacko, so, he did things so differently, so I thought, I had no idea what's up there, and, I did find out my house is well insulated though, so that
Well,
was
that's
good.
good.
But, yeah, they go right up into the ceiling, and my sister-in-law, which I did not realize, she has a separate heat pump in her bedroom, which is up in the ceiling for just air conditioning in the bedroom. Which I could never do because, but it's this, you just
So
have to.
there are a lot of options out there.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So,
All right, well, I'll see what I can do about putting something together and sending it off to Lakes Region Reader, because it sounds like, you know, it's important to get the information out there, especially if it takes a while for them to reach out to people and to get the work done, and before
And
we know
have them
it,
do their homework.
before we know it,
check out
next
different-
fall we'll be here.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Please.
All right, so let's move along. So Mary DeRozier talked to me about, doing an annual work calendar. So Mary, do you want to explain?
I'll explain what it
Exactly.
is. I would need to work with flip charts to make it work, because that's how I think and how I have to do it. But the idea is to set up a calendar per year and to be able to back the work up. So for instance, if we were doing the cookie and carol thing like we did in December, if you back that up to maybe October, when you have to start planning, then you assign your work for October and November. Leading up to that, you evaluate it afterwards, you go back and readjust that calendar, because that calendar will always follow you. You know, you either take things out, or you put things in. I brought for you, Mary, something here.
And what did you call it? What?
It's a work calendar.
Oh,
It's just basically to
it's
schedule
it's an
work, so
annual
we
work
stay on
calendar.
task. And
So-
for the planning purposes, because I know, you know, some things that we've talked about, and I think they've been really good ideas, like the whole tax thing. You know, having tax preparation services, where we're a little behind the 8 ball. And I actually had somebody come to me and say AARP does it, and they do it right at the school in Augusta. And all I have to do is take paperwork there, and they do it free for seniors.
nice.
But I did not know that
That's new, because-
information.
The year that you asked me to look it up, I called them, they were only doing it in Dover, Foxcroft,
Really?
Bangor, and like Portland.
Oh, they do it in Waterville.
Yeah, but the year of COVID, like, it was like,
Yeah,
when we first started,
right.
a year or two ago, or whatever it
right.
was, I looked things up and they were not doing it in the area.
Right, and so we talked about doing, you know,
Being
things
ahead of
like
the
that and having that ready, but it's like, it's the planning part of it, like. You need to plan like a month or 2 months in advance to make sure
And
that,
you have to get them on board like September.
That's a good idea.
yeah,
So doing those kinds of things, thinking every month by month, what we might be doing that's special or different, or what's going on in the community that you want to relate to or do to, and then backing up to what's our role. And this is the AARP stuff in the contact, by the way.
oh, okay, all
So
right.
I brought that.
Yeah, and I just know that, because Charlene Hole, who sits next to me,
Yeah.
had her taxes done by AARP. She went to the school there, the little school down, near Shaw's, what's that little one? Near,
Euchre?
the Euchre School. Yeah, and AARP was there doing them for free for people who just had a general tax, no business.
Right, right.
You know, anything like
A
that.
simple return.
A simple return, right?
Yeah,
but
when
for
I had
people
called,
who.
they were not doing anywhere close that
Yeah.
year, so they might move, you know, we might have to call like a few months ahead just to see where they're.
Well, that's right. And you have to get on their agenda. I mean, maybe you can go to an existing one, but if we wanted someone to come here
Or in the area.
or in this
Right.
area, you know, we probably have to figure that out. So that, I would back that all the way up to September for the first calls.
Right,
But it's that kind of stuff. So if you think about other holidays and what we might be doing around it, that would entice people to come in and do things, and then back everything up. So that we're getting it on that agenda. We look at the yearly calendar and say, oh, we gotta do that this month.
right.
We gotta do this month. So it would just help in the planning process.
Definitely.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
and that way things don't get lost. They don't get,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or we remember them all of a sudden like, oh, shoot. You know?
Yeah, oh, I know. All right, so if I get you a flip chart, you wanna put something together, Mary?
Yeah, I need a flip chart.
I'll get you a flip chart, how's that?
Okay, and because I have to work standing up, and then.
Yeah.
We need input from everybody, because you know,
Right.
people here are more apt to go to.
Right, we did the
Okay.
annual plant sale in May, that's coming up.
Yeah, Yeah, and we did an annual plant sale.
Mhm.
Basically, it was
That
like
was
a
good.
plant swap,
Yeah.
and that was okay. I
Yeah.
mean, not a lot of attendance, but it's all about getting the information out there. And,
If people know in April, they'll
right,
maybe have more to give in May when they're at the end of the month.
And when the snow's gone and we can.
Yeah.
well, and I'll talk to Kim too about getting that newsletter, because I really thought that was a great idea, because we could do, you know, every couple of months and do a newsletter. And the town of Belgrade only does 3 newsletters, so getting information is, if, you know, it's behind the 8 ball, then it's too late. And, you know, the newsletter this year was supposed to go out in February, never went out till March. It was like 3 weeks late. And, you know, little things happen. Anyway. All right,
So that's it.
does that sound like a good idea to everybody here? You know, that keep us on task and, so things don't get lost. And, you know, everything that we've been doing over the past year is it's really been trial and error. You know, is this program gonna work? Are people going to come? Are they gonna support it? You know, there have been a lot of things that we have talked about that we haven't been able to get to. So,
Well, this way you can split up a little bit of the work,
right,
delegate it out to different people.
yeah. Like, does anybody want to be the chair? I don't see a lot of hands up there.
I'm gonna say, let me count the hands there, Mary.
No, I'll continue to do it, and you know, sometimes I get busy though too, and so it's hard, anyway. But, and we have Doris. Who else is that we're missing tonight? Hillary comes, we have Tempe Sue Bradshaw, and I did not see that she got on. She
No,
said she was getting on,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw her comment, but she's not here.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
if she's having computer problems.
Maybe
or
she
something.
is, yeah,
Mm.
but no, I'll continue to do it. So Karen, the next thing on the agenda was I will send you off, a reappointment paperwork.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you can just send that back to me and we'll
Yep.
just get it on. So Christine Peatfield, like I said, she's getting done. We talked about that earlier. And, sorry, Sue Carino.
That's okay, that's her.
Terrible thing to do. Anyway, Sue's getting on, so, you know, I'm happy to have her on board. And, I know that Sue's had some ideas to do some things around town too, just to, I think to make people aware that we're here and we are doing things. I know, you know, the walk program down to the center, we didn't talk about any of that, but that's just been going great. And you've been going.
We've been having such a good time, and Kathy couldn't be there today, so I orchestrated it, but the women are great, and we set some chairs up for people who need to sit down and stuff, and it was a small group today, but you know what? We had such a good time. We
Yeah.
laughed, and everybody, you know, pitches in we've used some of the balance ladies, we've incorporated some of her exercises. It's really wonderful. Everybody looks forward to going, so
Yeah.
we have, and then sometimes Dan will join us. He
Yeah.
sets up a boom box, and so he provides music for us
Mhm.
and stuff. So sometimes Dan will walk with us. He provides water for us after.
Oh, nice.
So it's just,
Yeah.
it's just a nice, and everybody walks at their own pace, and,
Yeah. Well, it's a good way for seniors to be able to,
Yeah.
to move and not
Exactly.
have to worry about the ice and the snow
Yeah.
and falling and tripping
Mhm. And they all look, and what's so funny is, they all look so forward to coming,
yeah.
you know, and, And Dan's dog greets us every morning at the dog, so that's our welcome is, so it's, I'm glad that we have that program, so.
Yeah, thank you to Doris Mathias for actually getting
Yeah,
it going,
Mhm.
you know, during the fall months.
And he's
And
gonna come back, I think, the end of April, and
Yeah.
what we discussed, well, I shouldn't say we. And I probably shouldn't say anything until Doris is here, because, Kathy Lavasser and some of us other ones that are faster walkers Kathy has measured out, from the community center into the village.
Mhm.
So we might choose to do that, and so I was telling the other ladies that, you know, they can continue to walk with Doris, and they go 5 miles around. 5 times around at the, community, the health center. And she stops 3 times to do exercises and stuff.
Mhm.
But some of us who like to walk at a faster pace, Kathy has, measured out the distance, so
Oh,
I told
nice.
the ladies, and some of them said, and like I always say to them, you walk at your own pace. If you need to stop, you stop. So some of the slow walkers are looking forward to walking into the village with us. So
Yeah.
they have 2 options come
Yeah,
summer, so.
yeah, and so, so we'll just share the information
Yeah.
to let other people in other parts of the community know that that's going
Yeah.
on. I know that another big program that's picked up. And, you know, Karen was doing the outside pickleball, there was inside pickleball, well, now there are so many participants.
Yeah,
That he's running it more than twice a
Yeah.
week.
I'm gonna check it out tomorrow.
Yeah,
When I went by the other day, Karen, you'll be very pleased, the parking lot was full.
yeah,
Oh,
On
good.
Pickleball is really picking up, which
Yeah.
is nice.
yeah.
So I'm gonna, Vivian Roy and I are gonna go check it out tomorrow.
Oh,
And
nice.
just to see,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it sounds like they're having a really good time.
And Dan's doing
My
a
husband
wonderful
goes to that
job.
twice a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the
And
only,
he's
he's the
a
only
good-
guy.
He is, he's a good player though, yeah,
So he enjoys us.
yeah,
But we'll
And
have more
that's-
guys in the spring outside, maybe.
And Dan's very good about getting information out as well,
yeah,
at the community center. He's very helpful. He's a very good fit down there.
yeah, he is, he's a good guy. So Movie Monday has.
I'm sorry? I think he will. He's very happy. And he just got engaged, so.
Movie Monday, we have not been doing, I'm still looking for a volunteer to be able to do it. Mondays come around and I think I can get out and, we have something in the office go on, so, yeah, if you know of anybody that would like to go up, even on a rotation basis, I'm gonna try to put it on my Facebook and then share it to both their Neighbors Helping Neighbors, but I know it was something that some people up in North Belgrade just enjoyed doing, going and sitting with someone and just watching the movie and not talking. But just, you know, eating
Yeah.
some snacks and, so anyway, that's, that, Ann Greer is still doing, as far as I know, but right now she only has 1 participant. She is still doing, craft day. And they are still doing, paper curling. Is it,
Really,
quilling, paper
Quilling.
quilling,
Oh.
yeah.
Somebody had said, Mary, that, the attendance at the coffee and tea was picking up,
Yeah,
as well. So that's
Yeah.
nice too.
yeah, that is nice, and I don't know as much about that program. So Dan's sharing information down there, but he's not
Not
sharing.
Mhm.
So I've been trying to work with Dan, so we coordinate our efforts, so we can let everybody know
Yeah,
what's going on.
I don't know who's running that. Is that just through
That's
the
just Dan.
Dan? Okay,
Yeah, that was something that started before we started.
Okay, yeah.
Doing programming, the senior resource, but to let other people from other areas of the
Mhm.
community know that that is going on and basically they just go sit around,
Yeah.
have tea, coffee and just taught,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just occurred to me, and have we, is it possible for people from nearby town, you know, like bordering towns, come and be part of a program like that? Have we talked about that at all?
So I think it was talked about somewhat, but I think there was some concern if there was a cost and the town of Belgrade was picking up the tab. For example, if there was a craft day and the town of Belgrade was picking up the tab, then do we offer it to people from other communities?
Well, maybe you could set it up so that if there was some kind of a cost thing, let them know right up front that there
this-
would be times when there might be a cost.
Right, yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
It'd just be such a shame if your next door neighbor
Right,
couldn't come.
Right, yeah.
I
Well,
know,
it's almost like the adult ed programs. If you're teaching something, you pay an initial fee and that covers all the materials for that class. And we could maybe set something up like that.
You could also have bring a friend day,
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
and it wouldn't matter where they came from. If they had to pay, they had to pay, but if your friend was in Rome and you were here, you know, maybe they would come to the coffee and tea or whatever with you.
Mhm.
so I know we haven't been, not to get off track here, but we haven't been doing Movie Monday. But it has been talked about, purchasing a larger TV that we can actually mount to the wall up there. And to share those costs. I did have tried to collaborate with Dan and talk to him about it because. If we got a larger TV, we could share those costs. And it could also be available for him to be able to rent the North Belgrade Community Center with use of that TV. I'm not sure how everybody would feel about that. The TV that we have, actually, I think it's smaller than me.
They carried it in.
It is.
Yeah.
A little bit smaller.
It is smaller than
It
these,
sat on a.
right?
table top.
But I know we did get a comment from, was it Mrs. Libby? Who actually called Dan and she thought she was gonna be watching a big screen TV.
Oh, no.
when she
Oh.
went. It was
Was it Rita?
not Rita.
Oh.
No, it was, across the street, diagonal. His name is Keith Libby. I think it's Keith Libby. Yeah, anyway, his wife. So.
Yes.
You know, it's a thought, so I don't know how everybody feels about spending that money. If we spent up to 200, 250, and
Maybe we
Dan
could
matched
find
it.
somebody to donate
That's-
that.
Well,
that's-
we've gone that route.
Donated that.
Kim donated that one. She took it out of her bedroom, so now she has no
But it's
TV
too
in
bad
it.
we couldn't find a business that would be willing to donate, you know?
Do you want to go out and,
Oh,
I'm
Is
just
that
telling you,
something that
everybody else in the sports world, that's what we're doing. this
Oh,
month,
I
so be
know, I
careful.
know. Well,
I've
and
been doing it for months. I'm like,
again,
well,
and that's what happened with the empty bowls. I mean,
Yes.
I covered the whole
Oh, I
of that
know.
grade. I don't have any connections at Hammond Lumber anymore, but.
for a
um,
TV?
They wouldn't have TVs anyhow.
Do you think they'd donate a TV or give us money towards one?
Hammond's,
I don't have any contacts there anymore.
maybe.
yeah, and I know that they are hit up a lot.
They are,
A
yeah.
lot, you know, they don't have there's not a lot of businesses here in Belgrade, you know, I would think more like Steve's Appliance.
Yeah.
And if, you know,
I don't
I mean,
think-
if somebody's willing to go out and to,
Yeah. I can try it, but
okay,
Steve's Appliance, I don't.
Are we
think.
allowed to raise money yet?
yeah, we can.
So maybe
Yeah.
we could work towards that. at our
We could
next
work
craft
towards
fair.
that, but we actually doubled the amount of money that we put into the budget for last year, and if we shared those costs, we could get a pretty decent brand new TV.
Like at the plant swap, we could just put like a donation thing, like a jar or something, like if you want to,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know, I
I'm
don't
so done
know.
fundraising.
I don't know.
Whatever.
But
So Mary, Oops, I'm sorry. I can't hear everybody. So I'm sorry. Let me know when it's my turn.
I can only see your eyes.
Oh, anyway, so you said they upped our budget?
What? Would you say?
Did they up our budget? They gave us more money for
I
the
have.
year?
Yeah. So last year we got like 1,500 and this year we got 3,000.
And we still have money left over from last year?
We do.
Okay,
because
perfect.
It was, right, anything left over, we're putting into a reserve.
Yep, okay. That's nice that they gave us more.
Yeah.
Not that expensive.
Those,
Yeah,
those big TVs that are 54-inch TVs, they're like $280. That was at Walmart.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you
so-
get
Some of those great big ones have come way.
Yeah,
Right.
they're not
But
that
it'd be nice to
expensive.
have it mounted on the wall too, because Kim
Well, they
was
come with
moving it
brackets.
every single time.
And then if you rent the hall out, it's hard because if you don't want it to get broke, like we didn't really know where to put it.
Right, so I'd want to get a cover for it, something that could cover it
And
to
they
prevent
do
it
have covers for them.
from
And
dust.
you'd have to
and-
rewire some, probably should,
I wouldn't do it, but yeah,
somebody, yeah.
Well, it depends
Yeah.
if it's near a plug. On
right,
the cord down.
They did, they had some stuff up on the wall, like fan, they had bugs when we were looking around. We didn't know where,
Were there?
we were kind of eyeing where it would go, because the windows are, all in front there and then
They
there's
are.
some sidewalls.
we could use some shades in there. There's no shades or
That would
curtains or,
probably be a good idea to put on the list of
Yeah.
things that are needed.
yeah, and I'm gonna talk to Dan about that, because that is a recreational facility. And I just feel like it should have some shades or some curtains or
That's good.
something, if somebody wants to be in there and,
Mhm.
even to show a video or something.
So it'd probably have to be room darkening shades, wouldn't
Yeah, yeah, and I would just think that they would want them for their summertime too, to.
I haven't been up there. Are there a lot of windows?
Oh, yeah.
The whole front is.
The whole
yeah.
front.
And then in the back, they do the food pantry, like they bring the food up to the.
It was a school.
Yeah, yeah.
So is everybody okay if I look into a TV and maybe collaborate with Dan, depending on, what those costs are and, okay. All right, the other thing is, so I have a couple of people who want to, teach an art class or do an art, at the craft day, and I have Linda Hadsel, and she wants to do 2 days in April. And she wants, I don't know anything about this, she wants to teach tatting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Good for
Yeah.
her.
So
it?
she's a
I guess I'll have to
tatter.
come home early.
TTING.
Yeah, she's a tatter, and so she wants to do that, she's willing to do it a couple of days in April, so I'm gonna hurry up and get something out there. But I may have to, because I don't want Linda to supply the materials, and
What
I'm
is her
not
name?
sure. She does have a disability, and I'm not sure about her being able to get out and get supplies.
What is her
What is
name?
that?
Linda Hadsel, Hadsell.
What supplies do you need for tatting?
I am not
What is it?
sure.
Like
She was
making
sending
lace?
me an email
You,
and
I've never
they
heard
have
of
them at, Hobby Lobby will have tatting stuff.
tatting materials.
Yeah, they
Okay.
should have everything.
Okay.
I've
So
seen
we're-
it here or there.
Yeah, it's not gonna be, she's not gonna start next week. She will start the following
Almost like a
Thursday.
miniature crochet.
So is she gonna do it up at the Belgrade Center, at North Center?
Right, right, but
Usually
she
little
says
things.
that it's very intensive.
It
sitting
is.
there and doing it, so
Oh.
she's only gonna do it from like 11 to 12.
Yeah.
It'd be like a 1 hour thing. And then come back after another week and
Did you tell Ann that she's coming?
no, I haven't talked to Ann. I hear from her
Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah.
once in a great while.
That's called tatting.
Yeah.
TATTING.
Do you want me to let her know?
Yeah, if
Oh my
that's,
goodness.
yeah, but she's not gonna start this coming Thursday. She's gonna start on, the 13th, and she'll do the 27th. This is from 11 to 12.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
They have little packs.
Oh,
The other thing is, I'm,
but it takes a
A
lot
lot
of
of
time.
mental.
Oh,
Counting.
counting, okay. Oh, so it's almost like counter cross stitching.
yeah,
Oh, God, I haven't.
it's
oh,
very,
Okay,
Intricate work.
yeah.
yeah, it's very intricate, and that's why she said 1 hour at a time is probably enough. So I've also talked to, I don't know if anybody knows, Tom and Laura Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they've been doing like a paint night. Mostly with family and friends, and so I've asked them, maybe the last Saturday in April. If they would be willing to do a paint day for a couple of hours for seniors up at the North Belgrade Community Center.
Says the painting on canvas.
Yeah, they do on
Yeah.
canvas. So it's, you know, like a paint night that you would
Mhm.
see, and it would be something of their selection, and we would provide the materials.
Is
We'd have
that
a sign
for-
up,
For
So
beginners.
you bring the wine?
yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Good.
That's it, what it's from.
Yeah. Wine and
have
treats,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, but, so I don't know, what does everybody think about that idea, doing it on a Saturday? I mean, we have to do it when some people are available to
Mhm.
teach classes. And they both work full time, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
um,
I think the sign will help too a lot, like if you.
I think
put
that the sign
out.
will help,
Yeah.
and, yeah, I'm
Put the
hoping
plants
nobody
on.
takes it, that's.
Will
like
they be
my-
paying for their own supplies? I mean, the people that participate, or is this?
We're gonna pay for it, yeah. And I think that they probably wanna limit the class size,
Mhm.
so. but
Yeah,
I
What are they
haven't-
charging?
They're
Do you know?
not,
Oh, they're not,
I-
that's really nice.
I was paying them anything.
You what, you what?
They're doing
I didn't tell them I was paying them anything. This is a community volunteer service.
Okay. That's nice, that's nice.
So, you know, I'll find out.
I'm sure they-
I told them I would pay for all the materials, the paints, the canvases, any brushes. Those kinds of things, but they are quite a creative pair,
This will be in April.
yeah. Like,
Yeah, you can get them on sale.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, you
You
can buy
can.
so many for.
yeah, you go to, even on Amazon, you can buy canvases.
Also,
Pretty reasonable, plus that they sell the paper canvases too, which would just be paper, clipped right to a piece of cardboard. Yeah,
But that would be a limited class.
Yeah.
Definitely.
yeah, and I still have to find out the details about that, and maybe it'll be pushed to May, I do not know, so she did say in April, but they are going away for a couple of weeks in April. I know that you talked about a flower group. Talk to Dan about that.
We're on board with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
You brought that up last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to, so we're on board with that.
All right.
What are you on board with?
We're starting a garden club in
Okay.
Belgrade. And, actually I'm meeting with, and she's a former Meso grad and I can't place her, so she's coming to my house tomorrow.
Dan's fiance.
Yes, and we're gonna talk about it, and Jean Connors is on board helping us out and stuff, so. And I just noticed the beautiful tribute out here.
Yes.
And I just thought that would be a nice place to put a planter if you would allow it.
That memorial group, the first responders memorial group, actually raised more money than they needed, and so they are spending more money, and they are having one of the landscaping, I'm not sure if it's Native Notions or if it's the other one. Come, and they're supposed to be doing pavers and landscaping.
Okay, nice.
Also, it'll help to enhance.
Get put up.
It got installed late last fall in November.
Well,
very
and I guess I.
Yeah, it is very nice. They were gonna put names on it, but they
Yeah,
wanted to be.
That's wonderful.
They didn't want to be exclusive. They
Yeah.
never know whose name. You
Right.
may not include.
Yeah. It'll be omitted.
And then the continuation of
Mhm.
names, like the one down in Belgrade Lakes Village,
Right,
you know,
yes.
that one
Yeah.
doesn't have that continuation of names, so.
Mhm.
Anything else anybody wants to bring up?
I think maybe next month, we should possibly, if we're gonna be doing this planning calendar, that we should talk about what we're gonna do for the next year. So we can start that with that and then get the calendar going back up.
Yeah,
Talk about what events we're gonna plan on doing.
okay,
On the agenda for next month.
okay. I'll get, a chart from Mary too, a flip chart. You want to get some things started there, and I'll give you the calendars of what we have been doing. And some of the things that we have been talking about, because Mary's and Roger just started coming. So,
He's playing.
I know. I know. That's okay. Alrighty,
Sorry.
1
We were talking
hour.
about the veterans flags in Orange down Church Street. You know
Oh,
how they
I
honor.
love those.
I love that. I
I
would do
love
that on
those,
Church.
and I wanted them to do it, here in Belgrade.
Yeah.
I looked up the cost, and the fire department did too. We looked up the cost of those. They are very
Yeah.
pricey.
I was,
Each family, like.
Each family
do
could
that,
purchase their own.
I know my
Wow.
friend Brenda Stevens, her husband is by Cozy Cottage. And she said it was very expensive and like.
They are very expensive.
Yeah,
But you want to go with a quality one, something that's gonna
Exactly.
last because they're up there.
for a while.
It just makes it look so nice.
It really
Yeah.
is. It
And they're
really is.
exposed to all different kinds of climate weather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but, yes, they are. It's very nice to see
Yeah.
those.
I think so too. And, you know, the first responders group has their charge and the things that they're doing. They're actually not even part of the town. And, they're an independent committee, but we manage their money for them. But maybe the cemetery committee, because I mentioned it even up here next to the cemetery. With
Yeah.
the flags,
Mm.
you know, even up here because it's luster lacking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It would just help to, you know, my husband and I were driving through, was it Troy a year or two ago? And I don't know if any of you have ever been to Troy, but did you see the flags? There are flags on every pole for about 10 miles.
Oh, wow.
I swear, every pole, they did not miss a flagpole, and it was just so nice to see, and they were up for the whole season, not just for, but, yeah,
So for the summer months,
yes, yeah.
It'd be
They were
just
up for the
nice.
whole season, though, they did
Memorial Day
it,
on.
right, Memorial Day, right through to, veterans.
At least giving the family the option to buy one, and if they
Right.
couldn't, then, you know.
I know, and that's something that, you know, maybe the cemetery committee could look at, I'm not sure. I know,
Oh, I know, buzzing me.
what's that, your
My
11-year-old
is
just,
buzzing me.
is
Home
he
alone.
out? Oh, he's home alone.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
fine. He's
He's
11. I was babysitting at 11.
All
I
right,
do not coddle my child at all. Belgrade, North Belgrade.
Oh, yeah.
so Karen, are you still there?
I am.
Okay, all right, so we'll, I'll send some information off to everybody, some of the stuff that Mary's, brought here tonight that you didn't get to see. And, I'll keep everybody updated on the programs that I just talked about. So I did not put together a month of April calendar. I'm sorry I didn't get that done, but, anyway, I'll get it done this week and send it out.
I can do minutes if I miss.
But you could fire me and.
Mary, what was the dates for the tatting? April, what'd you say?
Oh,
Oh,
so
God.
it's gonna be April 13th and the 27th, and it will
April
just be
13th, okay, 13th and the 20th or the 27th?
the 27th.
Okay, every other
It's
week.
just gonna be for 1 hour, right? 11 to 12. Okay,
So it's not gonna be 2 consecutive Thursdays?
no, No, she was gonna split it up.
Okay,
I'll touch base with her again. She was sending me an email on what she needed for supplies.
okay, thank you.
Okay,
Come down and see you tomorrow.
okay, sounds good, Tasha. All right, have a good night, everyone.
You too.
1 hour.
It's fun, I have a lot of fun.
1 hour. I don't know why.
Thank
this-
you for all the